It doesn't mean that we're saying, oh, Japanese culture is just, super indirect. It just means in relation to, being an American or Israeli or German, it is more indirect, right?
Mhm.
And vice versa. And I think, in my experience, yeah, absolutely. When I work with Germans, it's very direct, but this comes from a place where this trust value of, yeah, I'm being very truthful with you, and I want this to help you, right? And same as the indirect way is much more about, yeah, keeping group harmony and maintaining kind of group flow, and so there's just differences in that, but it is important, especially if you're working in a global situation, that you take these into account, right? And here are some great examples. I love these.
I love these too. And I think we've also used this late in a different webinar. And it's just so representative of how reality is. And perhaps you've given some feedback and they didn't understand you, or you felt offended. So if an American tells you you might want to consider X, that's quite indirect compared to an Israeli who might understand, oh, why should I change? There's nothing wrong. But it actually means do it. So it can happen the other way around, where the Israeli says you're wrong, and that can feel a little bit harsh for an American, but they're just saying, well, I disagree and I want to discuss it. And it really
Absolutely.
happens with other cultures, like with Brits, might be more indirect than the Dutch. And so, with all due respect, just means I think you're wrong. But then a person from the Netherlands could understand, oh, they're listening to me.